Welcome, friends, to IMANAH podcast number 3, episode 3. We're excited to introduce today on Valentine's Day our beloved couple, Dharam and Nisha. And we're going to learn about their experience with their health journey, their background, and also their experience with IMANAH. Dharam and Nisha, please unmute your mic first.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it is.
thank you, Omar, on this special day.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, Dharam, tell us about your background. What's your experience, and what do you do? And Nisha, what do you guys do? And what was your experience through your health journey?
Yeah, so let's start with my background. So
Mhm.
I am from Madhya Pradesh, India, and I basically belong from a village. So I love to travel in natural places because basically I am from agriculture background. My family's main occupation is agriculture.
Mm.
So I have some intuition from my childhood itself that I will lead a certain type of life. I will not go into rat race. I didn't had any aspiration of becoming engineer or doctor. I had some aspiration of doing something in community, doing something for farmer, leading a good life, leading a value and purpose driven life. So then, after my 12th, I moved to Delhi for my higher education. And immediately after my graduation, I worked as a Gandhi Fellow in a tribal community in education sector, where we worked with tribal, the education, understood the grassroots problems, and we worked together in collaboration with government stakeholders. In the meanwhile, we figured out our own passion. So this Gandhi Fellowship is a part of leadership building program. So we discovered something about ourselves that what type of life we want to lead for ourselves and for the community and for the well-being of everyone.
So, when
And
you say ourselves, Dharam, are you talking about you and Nisha?
uh, yes, so because at that time we were also block partners. So we assigned one specific location where we will work together in some initiative during COVID also. So we figured out that we have certain alignment in our vision also. And at that time, we also decided to lead a life, personal plus professional, all
Mm.
together.
I
And
see.
that was almost around 5 to 6 years of roller coaster journey.
Mm.
And I must say that Nisha had a higher aspiration of leading a healthy life, which has a purpose also, which has a meaning, which is a sort of integration of spirituality, professionalism, work as a life, life as a work. Everything should be one, not like you have a work hour, you have a professional hour, you have a personal hour. No. So I inspired by that idea. Initially, I was very focused on building a startup, earning money, but
Mm.
purposefully. So navigating through this idea and principle together, we find out a unique place in India, near Pondicherry, which is called Auroville.
Mm.
So I think most of the people know about Auroville. It's a utopia and experimental society, a conscious society where people from all over the world came together to build a city for future. What does this mean? Future city, which has a purpose, which has a solution for all the upcoming challenges, whether it is environment challenge, whether it is a humanity challenge, whether it is a all sort of uh, what you must say hidden crisis which we even didn't aware of because it is based on the principle of mother and Sri Aurobindo, and they are all visionary people. They saw something which we are still not realized yet.
So, what
So
is
we
some of those hidden crises? Give me an
hidden
example.
crisis means the hidden whatever we are facing now. it is started from something. For example, if we say the solution of a starvation was green revolution, but the
Green Revolution.
green revolution initiative is the biggest problem right now, the poison in our food, right?
Okay.
So it started with the motive of something commercial, right? So in Auroville, we practice all sorts of agriculture, which is poison free, which is uh,
Alternate.
alternate, right? So mother said that there is a certain power in greed, and you don't realize the power of greed at that particular time. The repercussion is in future, right? So there's a lot of saying about greed, human greed, and there's an entire philosophy which is called integral yoga, which says that how your life should be. Uh, your life should be holistic. For example, if we say in a spiritual manner, someone say I am a jnana yogi, I am said a karma yogi, but Sri Aurobindo said no, you should integrate entire thing. You should be karma yogi also, you should be jnana yogi also, you should have a dhyana yogi, bhakti yogi. You can't achieve the higher purpose just doing one thing. You can
Right.
achieve, but you need to have then you need to go follow certain path. But if you are living in this worldly in this world, you have to be aspire from uh, aspire from everywhere, right?
Integrity.
The integrity is the core. So by finding this, we had, because of our past karma, or I don't know what to say, we met Dr. Arun Sharma in Auroville from some friends connection. He was doing one camp, and we were thankfully we were, or fortunately we were part of organizing team.
Hmm.
And you might heard of one Sufi kalma. So there was Hazrat Nizamuddin said
Yes.
when he saw his guru, I think the chap tilak sab chini to se nena milake. So
Mm.
that was that moment that when we just interacted, and we did handshake, and he said we know each other. He said this first line, like Guruji said that we met before, and I
Mm.
said we know, we were meeting first time, and they said we knew each other. So that was the first line, and then we had a bonding, and he suggested that you should join our project and all those things. And in this continuity, after 1 year gap, we again came back to nature cure journey. And at that time we were in Udaipur, and then Goji called that we have one project in Auroville, you should join that. And we came here. We started to explore that project thing with Auroville, but somehow it didn't work out. But we figured out that this is our grounding. We have to start our base in Pondicherry in Auroville, and we need to dedicate it this our life, especially this life, to nature cure, natural health science, because this is the science. If we follow this, I don't see any work, especially in my life, which is so holistic. For example, this simple example, what I am living, I am teaching. There is no other profession that people are living also and teaching the same.
Mm.
So first you have to be practitioner, you have to be sadhak, and then follow, and then teach. First become follower and then teacher. So there is no effort in it. Whatever you are practicing at your home, you are comfortably teaching to others, right?
Mm.
So there is no duality. There is no duality of professional and personal, right?
Right.
So it is integrated. And then
And
when
this
we
lifestyle is for the healthy and the sick.
exactly, and when we read this Swadhina Swastha Mahavidya, it's just not about health. It is about something else, something beyond health. It is about divinity. When we go that aspect of life, so they say that we want to detach you from the gross fruit to
Mm.
subtle food, then the subtlest, and the subtlest. And what is the subtlest? The creator, right?
Right.
When I use this term, so it is the pathway to navigate you towards that. So this
The
is
pathway
complete.
to a higher level of
Higher
thinking.
aspiration, yes. So
Right.
this is complete and that is complete. And from that
Complete.
complete comes the complete. Yes.
Complete.
So even we face any struggle or sort of financial challenge, there is no guilt that I'm not doing anything. Even I'm living, I'm doing that. I'm following nature cure. If someone come to my door, I'm teaching that principle. Today we have some guests. They like the food so much. We teach that principle. So we said, yeah, we did our work today. When we have a call or conversation with anyone, we teach that principle. So it's a day and night thing. You are waking up with the nature cure, you are sleeping with the nature cure. It's an entire routine.
Mm.
So in my whole life, I was suffered from the duality. Now
Mm.
there is no duality. So lot of energy, mental energy, waste in duality.
Mm.
That you are something and you want to become something.
Mm.
There is no filter, and Guruji's personality said that there is no filter. If you want to say something, he can say in front of 1,000 people that you are this, but in a very
True.
gentle, nice, humble way, that you will learn, right? And we accept it humbly. And he openly say that this is his weakness, this is this all are his strength. So that's simple. No one is perfect, and we aim for perfection, right?
Right.
So that's the beautiful journey we have with Imana, and all people are lovely, supportive, and everyone. So when I see Imana people, they have this. When they listen the word nature cure or natural health science, there's a certain expression of satisfaction.
Mm.
Although everyone have their own work profession, but when they meet together, when they have camps, there's certain level of excitement
Mm.
which I can easily see in their happiness, in their enthusiasm, right? So we have a lot of camps with Guruji. I think the last year was just with Guruji. We traveled with all along India with him.
Right.
Yeah, and it was
So
beautiful.
Dharam, you
Yeah.
mentioned that when you met my father in the Oroville camp, and this Oroville camp, you mentioned was is like an experimental city where
Yes.
it was started by Sri Aurobindo, or was it started by some Europeans? Who
So it was
started
not
it?
started by Sri Aurobindo.
Hmm.
It was started by his spiritual partner.
Hmm.
We call mother, but her name was,
Spiritual counterpart, rather.
yes, Mira Alfaza. And
Hmm.
so basically, what happened? Sri Aurobindo never founded any organization. He was a true yogi. He lived in silence for till he leave his body.
Right.
uh, Mother found the ashram, and still
Hmm.
sees the main person written in legal, sees the chairperson or lead in the ashram.
Hmm.
So Sri Aurobindo has a vision that something should be manifested in this world to as an example of human
Human consciousness
and
and
brotherhood. Yes,
transformation.
transformation, something which raised the consciousness of humanity, right? But he never explained whether it will be Auroville or something, but he has that philosophy.
Okay.
And mother manifested it in physically, right?
I see. So
Yeah. So
before you met my father, um, what was your understanding of health, and what is it that you were practicing before you met him?
okay. So we went through a multiple system of health. Ayurveda, we started to know that there is a Vata Pitta Kapha
Okay.
philosophy,
Right.
and then uh, we started to understand that, oh, at least we have to be eat right for
Right.
to live healthy, but we never know the in-depth principle of eating raw, vegan, the timing of it. We knew certain aspect that you should not eat in the late night,
Hmm.
you should eat light food, all those aspects, but or also we didn't have any understanding of disease. We think that disease is bad. Okay, cough, cold, fever is not good.
Right.
But after following the nature cure principle, understanding of it, we had like it's a entire new perspective of health.
So would you say that the concept of health was demystified for you?
Yes, definitely, yes. Because there's a lot of struggle between understanding the disease and what was the
Mm.
cure. Because before that, I was just curing the symptom. When I have cough or
Mm.
cold, we drink turmeric milk. Okay.
Right. I
uh,
remember.
had some spices, spicy food. Everyone has each
Mm.
tricks or hacks about this acute diseases, especially in rural
Mm.
areas. So definitely, I was misguided by certain principle. Also, I was thinking that diseased person look like this and healthy person look like this, but it all
Right.
about experience, how you are experiencing the body. So when I started to follow the nature cure, this immediately transformation of thought, body,
Mm.
right, or you can say body and mind. So
Right.
the clarity of mind was so high after following the nature cure. Before that it was like lethargy, uh, what do you say, there's a confusion. So we say that
Mm.
Rajasic people do have a lot of confusion and dukha. But when you
Right.
becoming started to go towards Sattvic, there is a
Mm.
clarity, there is a vision, there is a vibrancy in life, right? So whatever you do, it has certain. It's not about just following the purpose. It do also about doing mundane thing also. You will
Mm.
do in this so-called. I don't have a term, but you want to do it perfectly. Yoga Karmasu Kausalam, right?
Right.
Bhagavad Gita philosophy. So you want to aspire with. And then the fifth pillar of our philosophy, which is a creative occupation. Before
Right.
that, I was a intuitive feeling that if I'm not following my passion, I'm not living my life. But
Mm.
in literature, it summarized well that you are also not living a healthy life. It's not just living life, but you will also not lead a healthy life if you are not following your passion.
Right.
So right now there's a one common problem that people want to be healthy, but they
Mm.
don't know why they want to be healthy. What they will do after becoming healthy. So there's no
That's true.
clarity.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are a lot of times when people they get on a health kick, they'll get on a fad diet or something like that, and then
Mm.
they'll get on this fitness routine, and then they'll
Yes.
give it up, and then it this keeps on happening in a cycle. They'll get in
Yes.
maybe 1 week very passionate, and then they get back into the doldrums. So having a passionate occupation, it keeps your level of spirit high, and then um, another point is the fact that Nisha has had a very high impact on how your life has turned out, right? So we'd like to hear
Mhm.
from Nisha as well. Nisha, please tell us about your background.
Sure. Thank you, Umar. He has covered most of it. However, so yeah, we both were together always. I think I would rather say we have grown up together, right from our
Wow.
fellowship. We got to explore the tribal communities, and there we got to know how rural India is different than tribal India,
Hmm.
and not to speak of what urban India is doing. So we are living in multiplicity of so many different communities, ways of life, and then coming right away to Auroville. It's like a world in so many worlds. That is India. So coming to India is coming to Auroville is like looking for everything alternative, health being one. I was doing
Hmm.
education anyway before. It's my like core, and yes, it was total grace of God, Mother Shri Aurobindo, the grace of gurus, uh, as to how we met Dr. Arun Sharma, whom we lovingly call Guruji. We got to directly host his program, his camp rather, in Auroville. And then back to back, uh, we got to host other programs and then accompany him. in his retreats or camps and then be with the patients. So much so that um, I right away coming from the idea that how can I touch somebody's body? And from there, this shift that I would rather do this than doing something else. Because education is the core part of nature cure.
Right.
And mentoring is something one to one on one thing is what I like very much than addressing a lot of people in public. So uh, there are several aspects of nature cure which, as he already said it nicely, are so integrated, and that is what we are doing in Auroville. So nature cure being so holistic, whole, it's like it's one of our principle. Unity is one of our principle.
Right.
So it being so integrated is what has pulled me and has kept me going on. Um, yeah.
Are you able to give classes and uh, seminars and things like that in Oroville the time that you're spending there?
Um, Not on a large scale though, but yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
have people coming one off. Like
Okay.
times families would come from outside,
Okay.
from other connections than Aurovillians as of now. But we have
I see.
plans to engage with ashram here, Aurobindo ashram, or Tiru ashram, that is Ramana Maharshi's ashram. So we have,
Tiruvannamalai.
yeah, in Tiruvannamalai. Yes. So we have plans and we are on several levels of talk with people and units
Mm.
here. And also we have one of our Gyanak friends from Thiru who is an MBBS and who has totally adopted to the national way of birthing, and she is very much interested to collaborate with us so that we can help
Fantastic.
pregnant ladies or expecting mothers to transform their lives, which is a high time for them during pregnancy. So we are looking forward to a lot of initiatives, including camps, retreats,
Fantastic.
one-on-one sessions, consultations. Yeah, it's so daily living, one-off kind of thing that you don't have to plan something to do it.
Mm.
It's there in the skin and bones.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Dharam and Nisha,
Thank
and
you.
a happy Lovers' Day for you guys.
You
Thank you
too.
for joining us on this special day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you.
I'm gonna bring on my father, and at the stage. Here we go.
Guruji.
नमस्ते बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है so nice to
Amazing.
see you both
Guruji, happy Valentine Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
ऐसा भी है
Ayyo.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
friends, what if I told you that I can place the cure for cancer in your hands? The big C, cancer. What would you do with this knowledge? What would you, how would you implement that in your life? Or how would you tell people about it? What if other people were telling you that you're talking nonsense? Um, this is something that my father and his father and his father and thousands of other health practitioners have realized for over 100 years. And it's not only cancer, it's also diabetes, it's also hypertension, it's also arthritis. So, this is something that we have learned and realized that the disease classifications all have a common root, as all of the organs in your body are interconnected. They all work in unison, in synchrony with each other. So similarly, whenever they're not working in synchrony with each other, you have the result of a symptomatic expression of the body, which people are trying to classify and categorize as disease. And then they're trying to intervene with chemicals and surgery or some other hormonal or from a very superficial angle, which only addresses the symptoms and it doesn't address the underlying cause. So, my father has been working tirelessly his whole life in this, and so has his father, and his grandfather, Acharya Lakshman Sharma, had been pouring his life's work into the many volumes of books that he's written. And I would like to, for my father to expound on that principle a little bit further about the different scary diseases that they tell us about. Dr. Sharma?
Yeah. In our childhood, our aunts and mother and they all used to give us stories. In the stories, they have demons coming. Langda Bhoot. And this is that's a demon, this the demon giving different names and different personalities of demons coming to scare people. And finally, it resolves that there is no such thing between darkness and light. Darkness is not real. Light is alone real. You cannot take the darkness and keep it here in the table, or you cannot do that. You can do that with light. Just all that you have to do is to remove the darkness and lightness. Light is always there. Sometimes when it's dark, that means the sun is not there. That's all. You are putting on artificial light, it's all right. In the same way, when we are sick, there is nothing called disease. There's only health. And we have to simply keep taking measures to improve health. And the measures that we take should be natural. Natural health science. Natural ways include what? Ample exercise, adequate rest. These two go together. If you don't have adequate rest, all the exercise that you did will not be useful. Ample exercise should be followed with adequate rest. Positive food. What is positive food? It's a chapter by itself. So many details are there. The food that can be digested easily, that should be natural, and all those things. Positive thoughts. What has that to do with health? Everything. If you're thinking that this is bad, that scare alone spoils your health. And let us look at what is good. Positive food, there's a big chapter by itself. Positive thoughts, and last but not the least, an occupation that combines your skill and passion to help others. Oh my God. Everything resolves here. There are so many people who do yoga, who do breathing, and who do exercise. Everything, they eat positive food, everything, but still they are sick because they don't have an occupation that combines your skill and passion. A person is having passion in singing, another person having interest in drawing, another person likes to write stories. Different passions are there. And if it is directed towards your occupation, where there is combination of passion and skill to help others, always, not for just for just your satisfaction, but to help others. If that is done, of course, no problem at all. Health problems are all not to be classified. More health, and still more health. That's all.
So, Dharam told us about the subtler foods, and he also mentioned the path to spirituality. So, he mentioned from grosser foods. Is there a parallel between the foods and from grosser to subtler, and how that affects our lives?
Once, supposing you are meeting somebody, the first look when you see him or her, you know it's a friendly person or not.
Hmm.
Some people always like to impress on their authoritative personality. One, and then some people are very friendly. By looking at them, we know how they are, and we react automatically according to their nature. That's that's how we should ourselves present ourselves. If a person is eating positive foods and if he has got activities that helps others, that's in combination of his choice of occupation, then of course he's always successful, more and more successful. Whenever we fall sick,
mm,
the only thing that we should do is stop food
mm.
and go to subtler and subtler foods. They're all foods. Akashad, Vayu, Vayu or Agni. Agni Rapa Adbhya Prithvi, Prithvi or Aushadhya. Aushadhibhyo Annam. From plants come food. People give up plant food and take non-vegetarian food, then they will get sick. Animals are also there. There are animals, carnivorous animals, there are herbivorous animals. The carnivorous animals' nature we know, and among human beings, there are also people who depend upon animal foods and
Mm.
their nature, their health. If you compare to other persons who are depending only on plant foods, you will see huge difference. And why should I say that human beings are not supposed to eat meat? We are herbivorous human beings. Human beings are the chemistry, body chemistry of human beings are more akin to herbivorous animals. We don't have the
So,
long teeth, don't
yeah.
have the long nails to tear and lacerate and drink the blood of other animals. We don't have that. Use cut knives and forks. We shoot animals or things like that. All they are not in human habits. They are inhuman. So
So there are
we compare.
a lot of people who are being told by the medical professionals, you need more protein in your diet, and they tell you this word that they use is called essential amino acids. Out of 20 amino acids that they classify, they tell you 9 of them are essential. 11 are your body synthesizes, but the 9 of them are essential. And let me just clarify, what they say essential, it means your body doesn't synthesize it, and the source of that is your diet. And the source of that is found both in plant and animals. And the argument that they make is that the complete protein is found in animal products. But if you have a combination of the various plant uh, products, you can also form a complete protein from that as well. So that there's a very big misconception that in order to get protein, you have to have animal products. That's a complete myth. And then they make the argument about vitamin B12. They say that the vitamin B12 is available in meat only. What do you say about that, Dr. Sharma, about the vitamin B12?
The medical professionals, they're good people. No, they're not bad people. I never want to oppose professionals or people who are practicing that. They have
Mm,
good intention, but the education that is being given to them is totally against nature. And their main purpose of their occupation is to make money.
mm,
Unless you direct people to unhealthy habits, they will not get sick. And when they get sick, they have to be diagnosed as to what disease they have got. ये लंगड़ा भूत है कि ये फलाना भूत है. You have to diagnose these diseases. There is no such
right.
thing at all in natural health science. Disease is only lower level of health.
Mm,
Focus only on health and all other things are gone. When we have simpler methods, when you have several answers to a question, choose a simpler and uh, holistic answer. When I say holistic, it's not HOLI, it's WHOLIST, holistic answer. Then we have seen in our life so many times, again and again, people with complicated diseases. He has got 3 diseases, 4 diseases. Forget all that. We make them repeat this: I am healthy. I wish to be healthier. That's all.
Mm,
Everything is dissolved, no matter what disease that person is having. We don't care.
right.
That does not complicate. We should not complicate life. We should make it simpler and make the patient engage in singing or dancing or doing something which he enjoys. I am sick. How can I do it? Start with little bit. When I
Right.
sing before them, they are inspired to sing and they start singing. And once they start singing, they forget that they are sick. Once they forget they are sick, they are engaging into more and more healthy habits. When they engage themselves in more healthy habits, nobody says they are sick. They are walking around, running around, dancing around, doing everything whatever they like. A certain person likes to arrange things in the house, decoration, home decoration. That's his passion. He has not been engaging into that, and he has been engaging into some profession which is supposed to make more money. But when he takes his profession to home decoration, wow, within 2 3 months he has got clients and clients. They want us, they are seeing one house that he has done. He says, who did it? How did it? Then this person is interested in doing that. He likes to do it. Now he's making so much money in interior decoration. That's his occupation. He loves doing it. There are certain houses which he has created like a hermit. So many things, they're all matching each other to show as if it's a beautiful yoga shala.
Mm,
Another house decorated in a different fashion. And he has got a passion to decorate homes. So you should encourage that. If he does that, then all his disease vanishes. That's the most important guidelines among the 5 guidelines of health. Ample exercise, adequate rest. This can be combined in his occupation.
mm,
Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food that people have to understand. Not everybody understands because they have been misled, taken far away from positive food. And positive thoughts. Positive thoughts means whatever bad happens, oh, this bad thing happened to me, and they're down, they're stopping everything. That's not. Oh, how to tackle this situation? By becoming peaceful, and you are finding the answer. Oh, I know. Why didn't I think about it? A certain part of the body is paining too much. So how do I relax? Lie down on a hard floor and put on some music, do some deep breathing. Within 5 minutes, that part of the body which was paining is not paining anymore. How does all these wonderful things happen without any medicine? Animals do it. We see the animals are living in nature and very healthy, never go to a checkup, body checkup, this checkup, or any anti drugs. So infection or anything doesn't matter. They run around, they eat leaves and grass, and they're healthy. We don't do that, and so we are sick.
so the clever humans have devised ways to live an unhealthier life than the dumb animals have in the nature. And the same kind of symptoms that are experienced by human beings in the chronic conditions are experienced by domesticated pets as well. So you don't have cases of cancer and diabetes and hypertension out in nature, but you do have that in domestic pets. And what my father just explained about positive foods and subtler foods, all of these things are explained in various books that are associated with Imana. So I would encourage you guys to go to our website, IMANAH.com, learn a little bit more about our background and about who we are and how to engage with us. Yes, Dr. Sharma, you were saying?
When you said cancer, you should arrange a complete session on cancer, because we have so many things to say. Cancer is the easiest of all disease to cure. It's the safest of all disease, because cancer is a tumor where toxins are arrested and kept in one place so that it doesn't disturb the whole body chemistry. People don't understand. Oh, biopsy, put a hole in the cancer tumor, take out samples to check. Oh, you have spoiled the whole thing. Don't do that. Don't tamper the cancer. Cancer answer is in keeping it alone and changing your life habits. Don't add any carcinogenics in your carcinogenic cells in your body. They come from particles which are not capable of dissolving in bodily fluids. If you have such fried foods and things like that, eating meat, and meat also, roasted meat, all kinds of things. I don't want to make a list of those foods.
Right.
Eat natural food. Eat more vegetables, more fruits. Don't mix them. Have a separate meal of vegetables, separate meal of fruits, and have s- separate meal of the lighter, subtler elements. How is that a meal? Doing deep breathing, is that a meal? But I am saying it's a better meal than any other meal. Of course, we have our likes and dislikes. We like some cooked food. What once in a day, eat cooked food to satisfy your mind, but gradually train your mind to lean on light, raw foods. We should not mix fruits with vegetables at the same meal, because their chemistry is different. So
Fantastic advice.
whenever we saw people suffering with great diseases, so-called dangerous diseases, we told them you are the you are in a better state than those people who are just having fever. So when we led them through natural lifestyle, within a few days they understood, oh, that's not hurting me anymore. It's not that stage of not hurting is not really the cure. The stage where it's hurting, that's a faster thing to cure.
Mhm. So
Chronic
the pain is an
diseases,
indication,
yeah,
and even inflammation is an indication that the body is reacting
vigorously, actively.
vigorously.
So there are so many things to talk, but let's go by chapters. Like we have sun cure, air cure, all kinds of things. We can choose like that subject later.
Right. So just to let our audience know that all these different subjects are taught through Imana via International Hindu University. It's an accredited university based in the United States. And all of these topics are taught on our website. If you go to the courses link, you'll be able to find all of these different topics being taught as courses. So I encourage all of you to sign up and learn more. Um, so thank you, Dr. Sharma, for sharing your wisdom and your experience with us today. We were supposed to have a guest, Preeti Mann, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it. So we're not
Is
we're
Ranjan
not gonna have
available?
our Ranjan is
Ranjan?
gonna be our next guest. So
Oh,
we won't have the Mann or Ranjan today. We're just gonna have our dear cousin, my dear cousin, and he's very close to us. We're both kindred spirits, and I'm gonna bring him on. So, Ranjan, welcome to Imana Podcast.
Thank you,
We
thank you,
can't hear
thank
you.
you. I'm
Okay,
happy
there
to
you
be
go.
here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Really, really nice to be here with my family and friends. You know, you guys have been more my friends than family in the recent years. And as growing up, of course, like you said, you know, we were very close. I grew up in the US. So, yeah, great to be here. Thank you.
So, Ranjan, tell us about your journey and your background. You're born in Delhi, and you shifted to the US earlier on. And so, tell us about what your life experiences.
All right. Yeah, very excited. The journey has been a beautiful one. I was not born in Delhi. I was actually born in Chennai, as is the tradition. You know, I'm all about the traditions, and I know
Right.
all this stuff that most of the generations of today's, has forgotten. So generationally, what the firstborn child of the house is born in the mother's house, and my
Oh,
mom's dad
right.
lived in Chennai, where we all used to go on holidays on a vacation time.
Trumpet
So I was born in that house, and then
in
I
the
moved to
Crumpet
Delhi
House.
in the Crumpet house in Chennai. Yep,
Fantastic.
that was my first crib.
Hmm.
So yeah, and my first flight one was when I was three months old, and I went to Delhi and grew up there. I must say, in a very luxurious place, which school that most people like politicians and all these industrialist children and all. Of course, my mom; she's very strict. So I
Hmm.
grew up in a very strict environment, but in a school that was very, very catering towards the super elite of India. So I had the balance where I didn't get the trauma of, having a very terrible, what do you call it, like a difficult life. But I had the great privilege of having a mother who made my life really challenging at home, so that I was forced to explore my own depth, my own options. For instance, I had a bedtime. I had to go to bed at 8, and I was, as you can see right now, fully energized, fully excited. I'm always like this, high energy all the time. My mind's completely open, clear. My body's fit and fine. I'm ready to go anytime. So I couldn't sleep so easily at night. So I got into a lot of darkness meditation, where I would lie in bed in pitch black and just start lucidly entering my dreams. I would decide where I want to go in my dreams, and I would consciously enter it and eventually drift
Hmm.
off. So till today, I carry this practice where I can actively wake up in my dreams, and I know I'm in a dream. I can do many things. I can access many dimensions, many realities. So I'm really blessed, fortunate to be born in this family with a lot of this body that's been gifted to me by my young parents, who were both very fit when they were conceiving me.
Yeah.
So, vitality, we haven't spoken about this today, but yes, vitality that they passed down to me was fantastic. And I'm still
Yes.
really drawing on that, and I want to make sure that keep this body as young as possible for as long as possible, forever young. And I did a show where I used to call it Becoming Superhuman. So
Hmm.
yeah, this is through the Nature Cure teachings now that I teach people how to reverse the clock. And this is a big
Hmm.
buzzword now, reverse aging. And I've been doing this for 25 years or so. When I had a great spiritual awakening when I was 19 years old, and it's really pushed me on this path very early. And this is why I'm into doing a lot of things. I like doing a lot of things, and Nature Cure is one of them. One of the things where I live my life, like Dharam was saying earlier. I don't really talk about things which I don't do, because I do these
Hmm.
things myself. It's very easy to speak. Even when I record things, when I don't like doing many takes, because when you're
Hmm.
speaking the truth, you don't need too many takes. Sometimes
That's
I don't
true.
deliver the dialogue like I want to. There isn't enough pizzazz, enough power, enough dhamaka in my statements, I might do it again. But what I'm saying is pretty much the same thing, you know. So I recently filmed a course called Golden Morning Rituals. I don't know when I'll release it, but it's all filmed. But the guy who was filming it, who's a pro cinematographer and he's done plenty of yoga shoots, was really shocked that I was able to shoot this entire video in a few hours. He said most of the people take days and days to do this. They need prompts and cues, reading what's going on. I need nothing. I'm just telling you what I do in the morning. This is what I do. Let's do it. Let's get fit. Let's look like me in your 40s and 50s and 60s, you know. And that's how I see it. I see it. The proof is in the pudding, you know. This is the pudding. Inside me is all the alcoholic proof, the non-alcoholic proof. So, you know, see the pudding. If you like it, come get a taste. I'll teach you the recipe. So,
Fantastic.
you know, this is the credibility. I've lived in a lot of different places. I've studied a lot of different things. And of course, we are in the age of information. I've had access to a computer since the 80s. So I've been using computers since like 1984, you know, which a lot of people have not. I used to work on an Apple in those days. And the age of information. So anything you want is right there. And now, you know, back in the day when we used to read a book and read something great, we used to assimilate that knowledge, use it, really use it in our lives and disperse it to the people we care about. Now what happens is we are saturated with information coming in left and right. We don't know what's right, what's wrong. There's people literally sitting in entire rooms doing misinformation just to mess with people, just to dilute the information that's out there, you know. So how to filter through the garbage to find the diamonds, that's become an art and a skill these days. And this is a skill that we need to perfect. If we want to get the information that's good for us, we need to find authenticity. We need to find the real people with a lineage, with the proper training, with how it should be done. So again, back to my background, I grew up in the US. I went to the US when I was 11. And then I had the great privilege with growing up with you guys, with my great uncle, or Periappa as we call him, Guruji as everybody else calls him, which is a term which he doesn't encourage. It's all us who have given him these names. You know, he is
That's
okay
true.
with Sharmaji. He is happy being Sharmaji. You know, he doesn't like being put on a pedestal, as do all the real guys. You know, the real guys are always less in this world because they are not proselytizing themselves. They're not self-aggrandizing themselves. So you won't find them with their hands up and promoting themselves on TV. You'll find them sitting in some camp somewhere in the middle of Auroville teaching a few people. That's how you find the authentic people these days. So not to put the guys down who are, you know, into commercializing spirituality. That's their thing. They do it well. Good for them. But I would prefer to, you know, keep it real. As we know, that keeping it real is a very important thing. And we come from a lineage. My great uncle, Acharya Lakshman Sharma, was the OG of this world of Nisha. And his family, Ganesh Sharma, Arun Sharma. These are the people who have really brought the authenticity to this world. They have lived that life. And we only see this dimension of them, of being nature cure. But of course, we in our family know all the other things they have done, right? We were great freedom fighters. Our family has fought the British actively, given them lots and lots to think about with our words and our actions and our protests. I carry
So we're
that
still
lineage
fighting
forward
them.
too.
We're
I
still
carry that
fighting them.
lineage forward with all my power, you know.
Yeah.
So when we started the movement in 2020 against fighting all the injustices that are going on in the world, this is the genes I felt activating inside me, this raging righteousness to rid our planet of these parasites. But as we know that parasites also have a place in this world, as long as there's filth, there will be parasites to feed on it. So let's focus on health. Because as we were saying, health is nothing, health is real, health alone is real. Disease is the absence of health, just like darkness is the absence of light. So there is no darkness and there is no disease. There is only light and there is only health. So let's focus on that. And that's what I'm doing with my channel. This is what I'm doing. If we start talking about what's wrong with this world, we'll be here till the cows come home. We'll be here till the next century. But if we start talking about what is right, what can be done, what is the solution, what do we do now? Okay, I'm here. What do I do? How do I get healthy? What do I eat? What do I drink? Where do I go? What do I see? What do I think? What do I feel? Who should I worship? What should I do? People don't know jack these days. They just don't know. They are confused. Whereas I'm seeing a lot of people having spiritual experiences, direct, personal spiritual experiences, which propel them to propagate what they are doing, right? And this is where I come from. I come from a direct experience. When I was 19, I went through a great transformation because I had a divine experience, and I eliminated all the toxins from my body in 1 hour. I vomited for 1 hour non-stop, every 3 seconds, and it came out like a tunnel, like a flow this thick coming out of my mouth of black tar. I mean, what we might call black goo in today's day. All this negative programming, all the disgusting foods we eat when we're in the US. My God, all that stuff came out in one night. And when that final plop came out, I felt like I was reborn. I could see all this black jelly substance all over the floor where I'd been puking. And it was disgusting, man. I'm telling you, it was something on another level. Like demons coming out of my body that have been living there for decades. And
Sounds
once they
like
were
that
out,
movie Venom.
it was exactly like Venom, except it wasn't going in my mouth, it was coming out of my mouth.
Right.
Venom, I was puking out the venom. So once that venom was out, I no longer wanted to pollute myself with anything, including food. I did not want to eat food. I wanted to live on sunlight and air alone. Not knowing about ether, but I knew that I'm being fueled by divine consciousness. I don't need to eat food. I told my mom, I'm not eating food anymore. She said, you can't live here unless you eat food. So I said, okay, I will eat stuff only grown in the light, nothing from a packet, everything grown in the sun, nothing even from underground. So I stopped eating everything spicy, everything dark, everything from underground. I would eat only light substances, no dairy, no nothing. So I ate salads, I ate fruit, and that was it. I did eat cooked food, dal. I ate lentil soup almost every day, things like that. And it was a revelation, man. I could not say a single bad word from my mouth. I could not even think a bad thought. I could not even think bad of anyone. I started seeing everyone as a manifestation of divinity, imbued with this divine light shining from within. And I could no longer see anybody as bad or good, just a part of this great system of divinity where everything, every cell is made of the same substance, the same divine consciousness, the same love that makes us all. This is all love manifested in this world. That's what I started seeing. And that's what I started teaching. I started mentoring. I started walking the Himalayas. I wanted to get the hell out of the US. Immediately, I started walking bare feet. I started wearing white clothes. I started growing my hair, my beard. I had long hair. I had a long beard. I would wear only white dhoti and angabastram, walking around the Himalayas bare feet. And I came back to India. I never wanted to leave. I never wanted to go back to the US. I wanted to stay in this holy land, in this beautiful land of the gods, the rishis, our ancestors, the rishis, So that journey brought me into Nature Cure. And after that, coming back into samsara to do the work that I need to do, as we were talking, to find my purpose, to collect my tribe, to get things going, to build my army, the army of righteousness, to fight this battle that we are facing today, internally more than anything else. The battle is always internal. It's momentary. It's every single moment that we are fighting this battle. That what choice should I make? Where should I put my attention? Where should I bring my hands? What should I do with my body? These are all the daily choices. This is how we win each battle every day. What should I put in my mouth? What should I, put in my nose? Is it going to be nose candy or is it going to be pranayam? These are the choices we have these days, right? You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? Like, let's get real. Let's get real. These are the real issues. When we step into the world, we see that drugs, alcohol, meat, these are not like some isolated issue. This is the prevalent choice that the world is making today, right? 99% of the people have had one form of some of this at least once in their lives. If they are not addicted to one or more of these things forever, right? Like, this is the world we live in. So how do we bring people out of this stage? Not by telling them that this lifestyle is wrong. They already know what they need to know. We need to focus on what they can do while they're living this life. What can someone do if they're doing a coke binge last night and they're there in the morning suffering? Can we help them? Yes, we can. Surely I can. So this is what we're working with. If we're working with the world, we need to know what the world is doing, right? And this is the 21st century. This is what we're living now, and this is the book I'm writing right now, is the practical side of nature cure right now in today's situation. What are people doing? How can they help themselves? So this is what I feel is a very important aspect, because I've walked the world. I've walked the nightclubs, this, that, wherever you want. Like, you can imagine, I've been there. I might not have done everything that everybody's doing, but I know what they're doing. So, and I am an actor by profession also. I've done feature films, I've done ads, I've done TV, I've done international cinema, I've done web series. This is what I love doing. This is my passion and my skill combining to bring you what you need, entertainment. So this is the currency of the world today. Attention is the currency of today. So if I can
Right.
get your attention and make you listen to me, then maybe I will say something that might help you in this world. This is how I see it, and this is what I'm the guy who's in front of the camera always. I like being in front of the camera. I have no problem being in front of the camera. I enjoy it, and I love bringing this message of health, the message of vitality, the message of goodness, righteousness, brotherhood. Let's, like we always say, we don't belong to any one religion. Religions don't exist. They're all man-made. We are all divine beings. Religion is just a skin you've put on in this life. That's it. We belong to all religions, all faiths, all denominations, all castes, all creeds, all skin colors. What have we not been that you can claim that you are this today? No, it's ignorance is all it is. It's your ego that tells you you are this today or that today. You are nobody. You are emptiness manifested in this flesh suit as a being in this life, which is again a 3D holographic projection. This is what they're proving. The theory of emptiness, that this is a projection, that your mind is experiencing this, and makes it real, right? What are
Right.
emotions? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful day. Here's my rose, my Valentine's Day rose from my own garden outside my house where the peacocks were singing. I live in a
Oh,
beautiful
nice.
villa. Peacocks dancing around outside, crows and birds on the tree right outside my bedroom, like 3 feet away. I'm living in paradise, man. I'm living the life. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
People, I have the freedom to do what I want. I have the resources to do what I want. I don't have the baggage to hold me down. I'm living the life. And this is what I'm telling people, man, this is the life. Being a billionaire is not the life. They are not living well. They are stuck. They're shackled in the chains of their own bondage. You don't want to live that life. Trust me. You want to have enough so you can do the things you want to do, and not too much where it's, you're carrying a load like a coolie, or your staff or your employees, if not staff, or your business is constantly calling you even at 2 in the morning. No. Live a simple life, man. Be able to sleep anywhere on the floor, on a bed, without a pillow. Be able to live without food for weeks. That's the life. That's what you need. If you can do that, great. Even the guys who are living off of meat when they were hunting, you think they were killing things every day? No. They were going weeks without food. They were living on nothing. Those guys were strong. So we are now living in the time of convenience, where everything is given to us in a supermarket. I don't even go to the supermarket. I order my organic vegetables straight from the farm, come straight to my doorstep. I don't even need to step out anymore. And I'm talking about a tier 2 city in India. I'm here in Kochi, Kerala, and I've got all the convenience you can imagine of living in very, very urban America. So what more do I want? Amazon is there. You've got the best of every ingredient you can get, the freshest of freshest things, harvested this morning, getting to my house, better than anything I can grow on my own. These conveniences are there. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't learn how to do these things. That doesn't mean I don't have my own garden. I do. I grow my own things. I grow there and grow cherry tomatoes. I do electroculture farming. Look that up. It's something. Things like that.
So,
because that,
Ranjan,
yeah.
if someone wanted to know about how to live a healthier life, what do you recommend
Yep.
where do they go to learn this?
See, again, Omar, what I'm saying is it all depends on where you are in your evolution, right?
Yeah.
The real way, the most pure way that humans have actually descended from divine grace, that we were born to not eat food. We were born, like Peripa said, to live off subtle energies, ether, air, and sunlight. That's the best way of living. That's the highest way of living in this world. If we cannot do that, then we descended into living on liquids, just water, just drinking something, or then eating fruit only, and then coming to vegetables, and then coming to cooked food, and then coming to meat. So think where we are on this system of evolution. If you are here drinking meat, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, that journey is going to be very different from someone who might just be vegetarian, have been vegetarian all their lives, eat modestly. So it's really different. So what I would suggest is that we read our books on nature cure and see where and what we can apply into our lives today. Can you have one meal of fruit? Can you avoid eating heavy foods in the morning? Where are you at in your journey? I think that's very important to know, because when you push yourself and force yourself to do things which are unnatural, you're not going to be able to sustain it unless you're desperate.
But
Desperate people make great students.
Most people nowadays, they don't read.
They don't read.
books.
Watch my videos, man. I'm talking about it.
Watch the videos, huh? Okay.
Watch my videos. The Nature Cure Way, that's my channel. And very soon on the IMANAH channel as well. I
Right.
want to be featured in these places as well. I think I've got decent enough appeal to, get
No
to the
doubt.
masses. So I want to use that. I want to use this skill that I have, this presentation, the presentability that I have, to reach out to more people, to find out where you are, so I can personally guide you, help you to find the right balance. I might not be the guy who's really great at the therapies, and the way you guys are teaching is amazing. But what I am good at is lifestyle. I'm really good at that. And I know how to guide people into the right place. And if they need serious, reversal of degeneracy, then there are always great trainers that we have, who I can push you towards, who will guide you personally through this journey. That's what I would say is where we are.
Have you ever attended any of the camps that
I have attended several camps. I have been Guruji's assistant in several camps, and this time when he comes to India, I'm going to be with him. So join me. I'll see you at the camps with Guruji this time, because I'm going to be there. Umar, I'd like to share a small story with you real quick. 2020, when they were claiming that there is something in the air which we know doesn't exist, I could feel the radiation going up. I can feel it in my body. I can feel a lot of things in my body. They had put up 3 new towers during the first lockdown right around my house where I was staying in Delhi at the time. And I could feel this attacking me, at some level. And I know my body needs to be clean. So what I did, I got a 5G proof blanket, which is basically a nickel and silver blanket, put it over my head, and went to sleep for 2 days. No eating, no drinking, no moving, no nothing. Just laying down for 2 whole days. Then I called Peripa, Guruji, and I told him this. I said, listen, I'm getting really sick, and he said, okay, then get serious with the detox process. And I said, okay. So he said, start running, start doing heavy exercise. I said, I'm really sick. He said, I don't care, just do it. So I got up the next day, the third day, and I went for a run. I had a beautiful park in my neighborhood. I always do barefoot on grass. I went and examined every inch of that park first to make sure there are no shards of glass or any broken, stupid things, done by wonderful, ignorant people in this world. So made sure that that place is clean. And then I ran. I ran like a gazelle. And on that first day, I started spitting up all kinds of super thick mucus from my lungs, like cheese. It was so hard I could not even break it, and it came out in chunks this big, huge chunks. And that was a revelation to me that this is living inside me, and that's why I'm getting sick. And when I started coughing that out, it started coming out for the next 1 week. All that came out, and I was on a diet of coconut water or any kind of herbal juice. Coconut water was on most days. One type of fruit, salad, and a soup. Every single day, same diet, same soup, same salad, different fruit sometimes, every day. And this stuff kept coming out of my body. I lost 18 kilos in less than 3 weeks. Okay, while eating a lot. I'm eating fair amounts, but I was exercising like a maniac. I was running like a gazelle. I was floating through the air. I was doing yoga. I was doing pranayama. I was sunbathing every single day in my balcony during lockdown. And my body became fit. After that, 18 kilos were gone. I became super fit. I put on 12 kilos in the next month and a half and got back to my base weight of 72. And I realized that all that extra weight was just garbage, toxins inside my body, accumulated filth. And once that came out, because why? I started eating a lot after the first lockdown. I was alone. My sister came home. I started eating tons of cooked food. I started eating peanut butter shakes with banana. And I was going mad. I was just eating like a maniac, and that really put my body into a bad state. So you can imagine when people are doing this on a daily basis, ingesting massive amounts of food, massive amounts of proteins, right? Right now I'm okay. So I'm eating a lot of what we call enriching foods, not the detox foods. I do that when I feel like being light. Once a week I do a fast. I do the detox food, but I can eat sprouts. I eat mung sprouts for my protein, which are like vegan steroids. I've been vegan for 25 years, 25 years on a whole food plant-based diet. So I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not into the junk food vegan movement either. I'm all about eating clean. I'm all about eating lean, all about eating good foods. And yes, all your essential amino acids come from one single source. If you wanted to, hemp seeds, if you want. And there are other such sources where you get all your essential amino acids. Of course, we know breatharians, L-etomelamine, various other people in this world who are fit, who are strong, who eat not a morsel of food, not a drop of water. Of course, they've done experiments on Prahlad Jani as well. Look it up. They don't eat food, man. Where do you think they get their protein? It's all coming from the air. It's all coming from the air. Everything is there, and your body knows how to make it. So wake up, learn how the world works, stop living in ignorance, read our books. This is what I tell people. Read more. If you think you're educated, if you think you're smart, educate yourself further. See how this side of the world is living. See how people like me eat zero animal protein and are still full of life, 24 hours a day, full power. This is how we play it. So this is what I'd like to say, that, there are different ways of living. There are different systems. I get it. Sure, you're part of some system, but maybe there'll come a time when you want to explore this system, because when you're carnivorous, you need to eat meat every single day, or else your body gets depleted of iron. That's how heme iron and non-heme iron work. When you eat heme iron, it goes up every day and it also comes down every day. When you eat plant iron, it goes up over 6 months, but doesn't deplete over 6 months either. This is the big story of iron, right? And this is what they don't tell people. Why people have craving for food? It's because you eat animal proteins. Your iron levels are low because you have animal iron, blood iron in your body. You don't have plant iron in your body enough. So these are the things we need to fine tune with people. As far as B12 is concerned, live like a cow and you'll start producing B12. Eat raw vegetables, have that sunlight in your body. You have enough of everything. And
it's actually
anyways,
synthesized by bacteria.
Correct.
B12.
And that same bacteria can live in your gut as well. There's nothing stopping them from living there. Allow them that space. Give them that privilege to live there. Give them the food that they need. And they live there, work for you. That's the way it works. Sunlight, man. Sunlight is my best friend. I have difficulties living where there's no sun. I don't believe humans are meant to live where there's no sun. You can live on top of a mountain where there is constant sun. That's how we used to live as rishis, as yogis, sitting on top of the mountain, not sitting by the sea in the middle of, sea level. That's now But back in the day, you need sun, you need fresh air. The freshest is the coldest air, up, way up in the mountains, and that's where I love being, on the top of a mountain. So lot of great stuff to learn from Nature Cure. I really wish to invite people to join my lectures, to join our Nature Cure camps, get personal coaching, get back into the scheme of health. No matter what you think the disease is, no matter how incurable it looks, it is curable, because nature is the cure. The Nature Cure way is the way.
Thank you very much, Ranjan. Our time has run out, but thank you so much for coming here and educating us all about the great lifestyle.
Boom.
Take care.